Go whispering in my ear. Tell me all the things that I want to hear, because that's true, Philly Kid.
That's what I like about you, Scotty.
Philly Kid, did you share us up yet?
Let me do that.
Share us up on your page. Philly Kid, over 500,000 followers now on his page. The guy reaching global stardom status.
Hey, I'm trying, man.
Suki taking the week off, as I just found out late last night. She's got some other projects that just kicked in. So it's you and me, kid. We got an amazing show coming up. You let me know when you're all booked up and ready to roll. I'll hit the intro to the show as everybody starts to light up their Facebook Lives.
Share it up, Bubba.
Is that you? Is that you? You're in?
Yeah.
Everything's good, Philly Kid. We have an amazing show today. We got Judy Gold coming up. So effing funny. Judy Gold, comedian, actor, author. Mike Skill, lead singer, one of the, not lead singer, but he's actually the founder of the Romantics.
Right.
So he's coming up. He's got a new album out, new solo album, which he redid What I Like About You.
Yeah.
And Phil, I found the best video online of these two young kids who had never heard. They do this thing where they rate old music.
Right.
And there are these two young kids sitting in front and they're listening to What I Like About You and giving their thoughts on the song like it's a new song. Wait till he's going to love that. He's going to freak out when he sees it. Anyway, everybody loading up. Big show here on a Wednesday. You ready to roll, my friend?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
The Suki and Scott Show.
This is one of the funnest shows I've ever done.
Lady, when you're with me, I'm smiling.
It's musical. It's magical.
Suki and Scott, the Seven of Hearts. Exactly.
This is a sexy show.
Someone's getting some action.
Now, these larger-than-life personalities are on an exciting new journey as they bring you the Suki and Scott Show.
You guys nailed it. You're great. You ask great questions. You listen.
I answered you because I have respect for you guys, and it was a question respectfully put.
The Suki and Scott Show is your one-stop destination for humor.
You like De Niro and Cape Fear. Counselor!
Entertainment.
Jesse's girl.
Wonderful.
Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
And optimism.
You guys have such amazing energy.
Ultraviolet light, it gets in there and it just fights the kung flu. Is that right? Okay.
Let's laugh together.
I love him.
The Suki and Scott Show.
Oh, yeah, Philly Kid. We've been laughing together for the last year and a half. 251 shows, my friend.
Woo!
251. We treat each one like it's our first, I got to tell you.
Yeah.
If you're just logging on and everybody popping in and popping on, all our amazing viewers, Phil's still the #1 show on Stir from Sinclair. We start on Crackle Plus on December 1st. We're starting on the Me TV network later in December. We're on Only Good TV. Listen, more importantly, I think out of all those places, your Facebook Live is probably has the most viewers.
I don't know how.
You're now 504,000 people, Phil. 505. 505. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It goes up 1,000 every minute. Listen, one of our duets, you and I, Knock 3 Times, Tony Orlando favorite, now at 2 million views.
Hey, what are you gonna do, man? It's
it's wild, man. It's wild. We have an amazing show today. We just keep on rolling. Judy Gold's coming up in just a second. Mike Skill is here, one of the founders of the Romantics. Of course, as soon as you hear the Romantic, Phil, if you're our age, right? If you're 40 and over, everybody that age has at least been in a happy hour bar once or twice. When What I Like About You comes on, you're drunk, you start bopping around, right?
Yeah,
Huh?
Yeah. It's one of those songs where you remember the first time you ever heard it, and you remember where you were, and it's kind of like an anthem these days, you know.
Yeah, no, and you actually we got some fun stuff from Mike. You did a little solo,
little tribute.
And but first, listen, we're gonna laugh first because Judy Gold is funny AF, as the kids like to say.
Yes.
She's a comedian, actor, author. She's got a book out, which is funny as hell. It's called Yes, I can say that. When they come for the comedians, we are all in trouble, and that is certainly happening in today's world. I just did that piece on Extra with George Lopez talking about Dave Chappelle and Dave's Netflix special, and George giving me his thoughts on that. So talk to Judy about all that, but more importantly, she's back out doing her shows. I think this is this Friday, Comedy Cellar. Judy, shake your head if I'm correct. Yes, Comedy Cellar coming up on Friday. And it's just good to see everybody back out in the clubs and back out at stadiums and so on and so forth. And let's do it, Philly Kid. You ready to rock and roll?
I'm ready.
Here's Judy, a little bit of her on stage, and then we're going to bring her in on the other side. Take a look.
I work at home. So literally every single day I will be sitting at my desk, at my computer, doing my work, just minding my own business. Oh, crap, I need my credit card. My wallet's in the bedroom. I get up, I walk down the hallway, I walk into the bedroom. Wait, what did I come in here for? No, wait, I was at the computer. Oh my God, Judy, there's something wrong. You have to use your brain. Just use your brain, okay? It's a muscle. Just think about it. It'll come back to you. You can't go back. Okay, if you go back, you have early onset. You have to, all right, look around the room. Something will prompt your, no pillows, no comforter, dry cleaning. Oh my God, you forgot to drop off the dry cleaning. You have Alzheimer's. That's how I walk around all day. It's horrible. And you know what?
Phil, I do the same exact thing. Judy.
What?
Hey, Judy. Hey, real quick, before we get started, I know that Judy's got a birthday coming up, and we probably won't see you on that day. So, as kind of the band leader around here.
Oh, Judy, you're getting it right now, Judy. Just sit back and enjoy this.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Go ahead.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Judy. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That was beautiful.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Listen,
Judy,
where the hell is Suki? What the hell's going on? I mean, I love Phil.
Suki, apparently Suki wasn't really all that into you, and she took a break. Huh? No, she's got some things she's doing for TLC.
Oh, screw her.
A lot
I
of
love
Zooms.
Phil. Look at that face and that voice. Who needs Suki?
Listen, Judy, that this guy's got more female admirers around the country than you could possibly imagine.
Mm.
But
actually, so do I. Hey now.
Yeah.
Listen,
that is
guys,
true. That's true.
Yeah, we got to plug my show in Florida on Saturday.
All right. Well, listen. Let's talk.
That's on Saturday.
That's on. Now, where is that on Saturday?
It's in Boca Raton.
Oh, nice.
Saturday, November 6th at
Okay.
7:30 at the Misner Cultural Arts Center.
Isn't that Meisner? Wouldn't that be
I know,
Meisner?
but here's what happened. That's an excellent question, Scott, because what happened was I thought it was Meisner too. When I'm like,
Right.
oh, Meisner, and everyone's saying Misner. I'm like, it's Meisner because,
this
as a Jewish person, I don't like Jewy sounding words to be mispronounced, right? Then I just did a radio show about an hour ago.
Oh, okay.
And it's in Boca. And he said Misner. And I figured if anyone knows, it's the radio guy in Boca.
But isn't that, I mean, we Jews all know in Boca, there's a Meisner Park, right?
Right. So I'm going to go with, you know what? You're right, Scott. I'm at the Meisner Cultural Arts Center. Do I need to get my Emmys down as
Judy,
well?
I'm probably wrong. Oh, you want to match it up?
You see mine up there?
You got
there
two.
They are. You see them up in the corner?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I was going to talk to you about that. Those are from Rosie O'Donnell's show, right?
That is correct.
Unbelievable. Now, tell us, since you brought it up, you were a writer, producer for Rosie at one point?
Yes. Look at her.
Huh?
Yes, I was the first 2 seasons. And it was, I have to tell you, it was so much fun.
I can imagine.
Who's printing?
Oh, that
Who
would be.
the hell is printing?
Can you imagine?
No Suki, and you're printing. Are you
imagine?
kidding me?
Judy, my wife headed to
Phil.
St. Martin tomorrow. I'm literally getting printing next to me right now.
Well,
What are you printing out? It's called e-ticket.
Yeah, she's
Phil, can you mute Scott, please? Can you please mute Scott?
Hey, wait,
I can't.
Hold on, Judy. You two.
I cut Scotty a break because I think he's expecting a job offer by his fax. So, you never know.
Or Telegram. You never know.
Judy, listen, I remember you because if and correct me if I'm wrong, you were doing a show here in New York on the radio on the old K-Rock, weren't you? Was it K-Rock or am I mistaken?
You're mistaken, but
you never did a radio show here?
I mean, I did. I've sat in, but I never had my own radio show.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking of another.
I did have my own radio show on Sirius XM for a while. It was a weekly radio show.
Right.
Okay. But that, and I made so much money. You make a lot of money at Sirius.
I know.
XM.
I know.
Yeah, they
trying to get this show over there.
Yeah. Have fun with that. I'm kidding, Scott.
Listen, let's talk about the book. You got this amazing book, right?
Thank you.
Judy Gold. Yes, I can say that. When they come for the comedians, we are all in trouble. And of course, the main thing is, the comedians having so much problems now, saying what they want to say. Hold on, my wife now. Everybody wants to know
Oh
what's
my
printing.
God! Is that a printed ticket?
Yeah, it's a.
Get a phone. Get a phone, okay?
Judy, when going to St. Martin, this is because it's like a half hour trying to check in on the phone with all the COVID and the filling out of the forms.
Okay, I just traveled.
Insane.
No, I'm sorry. It's not that complicated.
Well, this is United. It's United Airlines. Every airline.
It doesn't. You can keep adding on reasons why it's complicated. It really isn't. You go like this and you go like that with your phone, and then you're in. Okay. You got your
all right.
your ID.
Tell me about the goddamn book, would you?
Oh, we can curse on this?
No, not really. That's as
you
much
said,
as
God damn it, I'm very insulted. The book is, I was asked to write the book. It's actually about free speech from the comedian, from the perspective of a comedian. And so it's, and cancel culture, and why we have to stop taking ourselves so seriously, and why if, you're offended by a joke, you can actually move on with your life.
Yes.
And not be, it's just, I can't take it anymore. Yeah. There's a lot of history of how we got to this place, but it's like, cut the crap. Once you start shutting down people who are trying to make you laugh, that's the end of free speech. It is the end of free satire is so important. I don't want to live in a world without laughter. If you don't like someone's material, turn it off.
That's it. Turn it off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and cancel culture right now is just, it's out of control, I think. Now, a huge example of that right now is, Dave Chappelle and the whole Netflix deal and everything. So what are your thoughts?
You're not canceling Chappelle, by the way. He'll never get canceled.
Chappelle is not being canceled. He's like a conduit for this discussion. I feel like a comedian can joke and talk about anything as long as it's funny. And, were there some things that I thought weren't funny? Absolutely. But I will defend his right to say whatever the hell he wants. He's a comedian. He's a comedian.
Yeah.
And we have to stop, because once you shut one person down, then it's just becomes, who's the shutter downer? You know what I'm saying? Then you're giving power to some other entity to decide, it's like example, a college campus. You go to a college campus, you have some rightman person talking, and then the lefty lefts will protest, and then that person will be canceled. And then the next time you have the lefty lefts, and the righty rights will say, I'm going to do the same thing you did. And then who decides? The dean. We don't want that. We want everyone to be able to that's what's so great about this country. But the thing is, comedians when they get on stage, their only goal is to make you laugh. That's it. And when you take intent, you decide, you know what, I'm offended by that. Instead of saying, what is the comedian trying to say? What is their intent? Like if you murdered someone and you went on trial for homicide, your sentence is determined by your intent. You know, what were you thinking? Did you plan it this way? Were you, you know, and you don't give the same respect or consideration to a comedian. It's not, often it's not about what you think it's about. No comedian was thinking about your childhood trauma when they wrote their material. It's not all about you.
And when when you start, like tomorrow night or Friday night, you're going to be at the Comedy Cellar and then down at Meisner's in Boca
in Boca Raton on Saturday.
When you're putting together your material for these shows, do you keep all that in mind? Like, oh, damn, I want to do this, but now, you know, I'm going to get so much grief for it.
Yeah, you know, that's such a good question, Scott, because I've noticed that I've been doing this for so long that no, I am like very defiant. I am going to, if I think something's funny and appropriate, and I'm going to say it. And I'm also going to talk about how the, you know, handful of people are going to take it the wrong way.
Right.
So I'm very much in the moment. But you're not going to tell me what I can and cannot say. Sorry. I worked too hard to, you know, get to this point, and I'm not afraid anymore. I'm not afraid. Like, you know, 20 years ago, you know, people would say, you know, don't talk about being Jewish so much. Don't talk about being gay so much, you know, and I would be like, really? You know, and it would be in the back of my head. But then you get to a certain age where you're like, you know what? Don't tell me what I can and cannot say.
Right.
I earned this spot. And you get to a point where you have nothing to lose. You have nothing to fear. If it's funny, it's funny. If you're offended, the first quote in my book is from my friend Eddie Sarfati, who's a comic, but he's, you know, he says, if you go to a comedy club and get upset that you got offended, that is like getting on a roller coaster and getting upset that you got scared. Sorry.
Yeah, you know, in the 70s and the 80s, when there was, you know, kind of a comedian and comedy boom, and, you know, there were all kinds of fantastic comedians coming out of the woodwork. How about now? Okay, so now you got this culture going on, and a brand new comedian say for example, if I, you know, I'm kind of a wannabe comedian myself, and if I got up on stage and I told a joke, if I got up on stage and said, Jason Statham, action star, telling Henny Youngman jokes, I told the doctor I broke my leg in 2 places. He told me to quit going to those places. Now, if they started canceling me and being critical of me being a brand new comedian, I don't want to do it anymore, because I'm not a Dave Chappelle or
right. But it's because Phil, it takes at least 10 to 15 years to even figure out what you're doing up there.
Right.
And you have to have a point of view. And, you know, here's another thing. Applying the way we think now and what words mean now and the way the world is now to something that happened 30 years ago. It's, you know, we evolve. Things have different meanings. You can't do that. But then you can't also erase the way we thought then. I think that is dangerous. You have to know, you know what, this meant this then. It doesn't mean it now, but it doesn't, you don't want to erase that, because, you know, you're going to go back, you know, you can't apply. I mean, I had this whole fight with my son about Dr. Seuss. He's like, he's a racist. He wasn't a racist. He was actually he worked against racism, but we didn't think like that. Yes, I look at that, and that is racist, the Asian book, but but that is not what was going on then. And you know, you can't apply that. You can learn from it. So certain things aren't like, if I went back 35 years when I, you know, first started, 35, 40 years, half of that stuff wouldn't even make sense, because we don't live in the same world, you know?
It's wild. It's wild. Judy, I love when you talk about your mother, because, you know, all us Jewish folks pretty much have the same mother when it comes to, you know, just growing up and life and worrying about you until you're 77 years old.
Right.
You know, call me when you get there, and the weather and the this and the that. You know, it's funny because you had said one of your favorite stories ever. You were doing your one woman show. I think it was My Life as a Sitcom. Was that the one, or was it the other one? You did two of them, right?
Right. It was the 25 questions for a Jewish
25
mother.
questions for a Jewish mother. Okay. And you said your mother had written to the Star Ledger because the guy at the Star Ledger gave you a crappy review. Tell Phil that story.
Oh my God, I love that story. I told this at her funeral too. It was, first of all, I got a rave review in the Times. I got all these rave reviews, but the Star Ledger, which is my hometown paper, I grew up in New Jersey.
Newark, yeah.
Yeah. I grew up in Clark, but I was born in Newark. Anyway, but that hometown paper gave me a terrible review. It might have been that I was talking about how much I didn't enjoy growing up in New Jersey, but that was just my experience. I still love New Jersey. But anyway, and so this was before computers. So, I mean, we had computers, but it was before cell phones and, you know. So at the end of this review, it's, if you have any questions or comments, call me, you know, at blank. So I'm at a photo shoot. And the publicist runs over to me. It's like, Judy, I have to talk to you. I have to talk to you. I'm like, what's going on? Apparently, your mother left a message. She called the reviewer at the Star Ledger, and he's not going to call her back. But your mother, if you get a bad review, your mother can't call the reviewers and complain. So I'm like, all right, I'm sorry, Candy, I'm sorry. And so I call up my mother. I said, Ma, you can't call reviewers if they give me a bad review. Why? He first of all, he writes something, and then at the end it says, if you have any comments or questions, call me. So I had a comment and a question, and you know, I listened to his opinion, and he can listen to mine. And I was like, you know what? She's right. She's absolutely right.
She got a point.
And that comes from love, and it's hilarious at the same time. That she took the time. Yeah. So yeah, that's one of my favorite stories about
Judy.
mother.
Just the other day, I'm texting with my mother. She's 85 now, right? I'm texting with her. She says, "Hey, I auditioned for a couple things, did some, you know, freelance work. Hey, did you ever hear from so and so about the piece you did?" And I wrote back, I said, no, pretty much silence. I think it was just a one-off. She writes back, maybe you were too good. she writes back, maybe you were too good. Right. So I wrote back, I said, yeah, man, they were looking for mediocrity. And I overshot the landing.
I remember I auditioned for graduate school at Mason Gross School of the Arts. I went to Rutgers, and I wanted to go into the acting program, get a master's. And I auditioned for Bill Esper, who was the head of the program. And he said to me, he said, you have perfect comedic timing. You're very talented, but how do you expect me to cast you? You're so tall. And I told my mother, you wait. You just wait. He is going to regret that. It all comes from love, you know, but it's like, that's the last thing you want to, it's like, shut up. But it comes from this pure, unconditional love place, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hey, great. Judy, you know, you have been in the business for quite a while. You've been killing it, still are, film, TV, stand-up, Emmy Award winner. If you were going to give some advice to an up-and-comer, or even a up-and-coming yourself, what would you tell yourself when you were just starting out?
The one thing I would tell myself is follow your gut. Your gut is always right. There were so many times I would get these weird, I'm like, I don't know if this is right. I don't feel good about this. And I'd be like, oh, you'd have a manager or an agent or some other person in the business. No, this is,
do it.
And it was always right. My gut was always right. Follow your gut. Don't let anyone tell you what you should or shouldn't or can and cannot say on stage. And do the work. It's, you can't, comedians cannot compare themselves to one another. We're all individuals, you know? We're all different. We all have different points of view. So don't compare. Everyone has their own journey, and you got to enjoy it. And it's about the work. And you don't get that many chances. So be prepared. That's the thing. If you're unprepared, you don't get another chance. So do the work.
So when you were coming up, who were your comedic heroes? Was it the Pryors and the Carlins of the world?
You know, Joan Rivers was my favorite comedian by far, always since I was a little girl. And if you look at her body of work, 50 years, you knew exactly where women stood in society during each decade. She was fearless. She was brilliant. She never gave up. She was a workhorse. She was kind, and generous and humble. And when she died, Chris Rock said, she is the Mount Rushmore of comedians. Yeah. And, that's coming from Chris Rock, whose background is completely different than Joan Rivers. But she really, she was it. She was the GOAT. I'm sorry. And of course, I love Pryor and Carlin. I love, Pryor and Carlin were really, but then there was Mort Saul, who just died. And,
Mort just died.
Lenny Bruce, who was really a risk taker, who he told Joan she was funny. He told Joan, it's them, it's not you. He wrote a note to her, and she kept it with her. I think it was in her bra until the day she did Carson. She took it out. But, Moms Mabley, all these people who really did break these barriers. And I remember in high school watching Elaine Boozler and Paula Poundstone and Rita Rudner. For me, it was the women who I was like, wow, they're really, they're talking about stuff that is quote unquote taboo for women, but they were fearless, and Joan was really, she made me laugh so hard with my entire body. You know what I mean? She was hilarious. And she was never more relevant than when she died at 82. She was she started the red carpet. She was, Joan Rivers, baby.
They just had the roast for her on Comedy Central recently before she passed away. Such good stuff. Really good.
She was the best. Funny. She was the best.
You did the one-woman show, the 25 Questions for Your Mother. Then you had the other show, My Life as a Sitcom. What was that like? I know you do the comedy every night, but every night that changes up. But what was that like for you doing I think it was off Broadway at the time, doing this? That's like, were you doing the same script every night after night?
That's the thing. When you're doing off Broadway or Broadway, there's a point where the script is set and you're not supposed to veer away from it. It's sort of an equity rule. It was such an amazing lesson in storytelling, because you have to realize when you might have told this story a million times, but the audience is hearing it for the first time. And you get excited to get to a certain, I get to say this next and I get to say that next. And you really have to, I did a lot of meditating and clearing my head. You have to be hyper focused and realize that you are creating this live theater event. You're telling this story. Think of these people who do Broadway shows for 10, 15 years. It's every time they get on stage, it's like you're telling it for the first time.
Yeah.
And there's nothing like being in a theater. Nothing like being in a theater.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, listen, Judy, absolute pleasure to have you on.
Yes. Oh, Scott, tell
you didn't
me
even.
This was so much fun without her. Phil, you're the best.
I will.
Nice
listen,
seeing you.
We got through it. You didn't even curse once, which was amazing.
I know. Wasn't I good?
Listen, I just want to hit the book again. Judy Gold. Yes, I could say that.
Yes, it's very relevant.
Right? When they come for the comedians, we're all in trouble. I guess you get that wherever books are sold, Amazon. all that good
Anywhere,
stuff.
or go to my website, judygold.com, and there's all these links. Plus, there's an audio book, and it really is. If you want to understand what's going on right now, this is the book to read. It's really an argument in favor of, comedy and free speech and stand up. And come see me at the Meisner on Friday.
The Meisner
Saturday.
So wait, so you're gonna do Comedy Cellar Friday? Do you get in a plane Friday night, or is that Saturday morning?
What do you think I have? Scott, you think I have a private jet?
Well, listen, I don't know what time you get off. You get take a 10
oh
o'clock
my
flight?
God, fax is coming in with my private jet.
You got the fax? Hold on.
No, I get up in the morning and I get on a plane. It's
Nice,
the life of a comic.
And I want to remind everybody they can also catch you in Here Come the Munsters.
Oh my God, that was so long ago. What is wrong with you?
And they can also catch you in The Curse of the Jade Scorpion.
Oh my God, this is from 97 years ago.
What about this though? This was great. This hysterical.
That was great. You know what?
With all the
amazing.
women.
Yep.
I mean, look at the names on there. Just Nikki Glazer and I mean Kathy Griff. All those great names. Wow.
Yeah, Jessica Person produced that, and it was good for her. She's great. She's great.
Oh my goodness. I mean, Lisa Lampanelli. It's just.
It's a star-studded event. That is a great documentary.
I just love how the design is in the shape of a uterus holding that's great.
A microphone. Exactly.
That's so good. Judy, listen, thank you so much for taking some time.
Yes.
We love you for hanging out with us. Again, everybody go get the book. Yes, I Could Say That by Judy Gold. You'll love it. And listen, enjoy Boca.
Boca Raton, Saturday night, November 6th. Buy tickets.
There's
only a few left.
Tell my aunts and uncles I said hello if you should run into anybody.
All right.
Judy, thank you so much, sweetie. Take care.
Nice seeing you, Judy. Bye-bye.
You too.
Bye-bye.
So long.
Phil, she's hysterical.
She is hilarious.
She is really good.
I mean, just a bundle of energy, man. Non-stop. I love it.
She was great. Hold on. Let me grab us back to our Philly Kid host page. Boy, she is, I mean, energy galore. And like you said, she's been doing it for a long time. And, don't let her downplay those movies. She's done a lot of TV and movies, man. She's been in so many. I mean, she's been in Roseanne, Rumor Has It. She's been on HBO, Wings, Arliss, all those shows. Judy Gold. So if you guys are in the New York City area on Friday night, she'll be at the Comedy Cellar. And Phil still got a lot more show. We got Mike Skill coming up from the Romantics. We started off this show singing a couple of tunes from the Romantics. But first, I got to ask you a question. You see this Pete Davidson from SNL? You know Pete Davidson, right? The actor?
Yeah.
Comedian. This guy's dating the hottest women in show business, Phil. Pete. Yeah. He's a mess, and he's getting all the girls. Ariana Grande, Kate Beckinsale he was dating. Now I see he's holding hands with Kim Kardashian in the city. What's going on with Pete Davidson? What's he got going on, Phil?
And I'm not saying anything about Pete Davidson. The guy's very successful. He's a good-looking dude, and he's making things happen. But we've all seen guys who you think, wow, how are they getting those women to hang out with them? I don't know. It's
the comedy. It's the comedy. Listen, if you're a rock star, a comedian, you get all the women.
Yeah, and I'm not, is it the money? Is it the fame? Is it the fortune? That may have something to do with it.
It's a little bit of everything, my friend. Listen, Philly Kid, Mike Skill, legend. We've had some legendary musicians on this show. Of course, Mike, one of the founders of the Romantics. We all grew up on that music, soundtrack to our childhoods and our college careers. And I'll tell you what, when I was in college, I was one of the DJs in the bars. So when there was happy hour, man, What I Like About You was one of those songs that would come on. Everybody would go nuts.
Oh,
and just start jumping around, right? That's what would get people revved up. You had a little, it was just amazing. So the Romantics, huge group. They were back out on the road and doing stuff, and pandemic hit. Mike's got a new album out, his new debut solo album called Skill, Mike Skill. He's got some great new music on there. He redid What I Like About You. So here he is. Here's a little bit of the band from a recent gig on stage, and then we'll bring Mike in on the other side. Take a look. Ah, yes, indeed.
I want to be his backup singer, man.
That's what I like about you. All right, you ready? We're going to bring Mike Skill in now, and we'll talk to Mike. I think he's in his studio. He's got his guitar. Let's see if we can bring him up. Let's see if he's ready to roll. Mike, you in there, bud? Mike?
I can't hear a damn thing.
Mike can't hear. Mike, look this way, Mike.
Oh,
Mike.
Man. What the hell?
Mike. Hold on, let's see if we can plug it in. Mike.
I can't hear you guys. I can't hear you guys.
Oh, man. Let's see. All right, we'll see what happens. It's all right. We'll figure it out.
Can't hear you guys.
We'll figure it out. Let's see. I don't know how to contact him.
Mike, where's your phone?
Right there, right here, Cheryl. Joe.
I'm gonna write him a note to log in on his phone.
Yeah, write him a note.
Here's put my phone right there.
Mike, log in on your phone, Mike. Log in on your phone. That's it. Mike, look.
Let's go to cell phone, he said. Go to cell phone.
We'll get it. Let's see what happens. You know what the beauty of this is, Phil?
What's that?
I'll edit this whole part out.
Yeah.
This will all be gone.
Underneath. So that,
Yeah.
Mike, can you hear us?
we chested the microphone. We can't hear them.
Mike, can you hear us?
This happened last time with Chrome.
Oh yeah, maybe they should try.
Is the rack on?
Yeah, everything's on. Everything's on.
Is there something I got to do with Chrome?
Phil, give him the phone. Give him the phone again.
Okay.
Let's plug in. I got to plug in the phone.
Yeah, there you go. Mike, look at us.
It always happens with Chrome.
I'm
Go
gonna log on
whisper
with
in.
my computer, Mike. Okay.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, log in with your computer.
We see them, we can't hear them. Plug in headphones somewhere, Mike.
I did. It doesn't do anything.
Check. Mike, can you hear us?
Check.
Mike,
Nope,
Mike.
nothing.
Plug it into the computer.
What?
Plug it into the computer.
Hello,
Check.
hello. Mike.
What?
Mike.
Up here.
And back
Phil,
in the
you may have to sing.
Da 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 da. Do 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 do. Now we can't hear him.
Yeah, Mike, you muted yourself. Oh boy. Let's see.
Test.
Got it. You hear him?
Check. You got us?
Yeah.
Hey,
Nice.
there we go.
Oh my God.
Mike, I was just saying the beauty of all that is I'll edit that whole thing out, and only the folks watching us live get to see it.
Well, good to see you guys.
How are you, my friend? Good to see you. So you didn't hear the group just singing?
I didn't hear anything. I hear that too much anyway.
That's true. I'm sure. I think you've heard the song once before. Mike, listen, man. I'm Scott. That's Phil. Suki had to take off today, but it's an honor to have you on, bud. Huge fans of the Romantics, and like I was saying before, the really just the soundtrack to all our childhoods, man, because we're all around the same age.
Yeah.
And just those songs. I said if you're our age, you had to at least have been in a happy hour bar one time, drunk as a skunk, and What I Like About You comes on, and everybody just starts bouncing around, right?
I guess so. I'm usually on stage or left the building already.
Yeah. It's so great, man.
Or fell over somewhere.
So good. Listen, you got some new music coming out. How a solo album now?
Yeah, well, I'm always writing. I always have songs coming out of my ears, out of my head, and they just a few things came up, and I thought I got to sing this. I need to sing this. This is something I feel like I could sing. So it just ballooned. It just ballooned. I met Chuck Elkasian, producer out of Detroit. I had mixed the songs over in Clackamas, Oregon, over in Carver High School, Carver Elementary School. My son went to school there, and I had a studio in a little modular, and I recorded all these tunes, about 5 to 7 tunes, and mixed them. And I met Chuck Elkasian. He produced Chris Cornell, Madonna singles, all this stuff, Eminem, and out of Detroit, and Pearl Sound. And he says, Mike, send me your songs. I send them, and he sends them back, and they were like 10 times better than the mix I had. So we got to do something with this. So let's put it out. So I finished up a few more songs, and this is stuff that I've been doing since probably mid 2000s. I had some of these little ideas, 67 riot, about the Detroit riots. I grew up in Detroit. I was about 12 years old when the riots happened. So it stuck with me, and I felt like it's something I wanted to write about eventually. And it turned out really incredible with Wayne Kramer from the MC5.
Yeah. That's great, man.
Guitar,
That's great.
Yeah.
Where can people find the music?
It's on all the streaming sites, all of them. MikeSchill.com, Spotify, Bandcamp. Let's see, Apple Music, SoundCloud, iTunes, iHeart, Amazon, all that.
I want to tell all my followers and all the viewers, and we have viewers around the world. I want you guys to go and find Mike Skill music and check it out. I've been listening to it all day, and it's awesome. It's awesome.
The new stuff is really kicking ass, and it's just got that energy like when I was growing up, 17, 18 years old. I mean, it's got the energy of the Romantics, but it's my guitars up front. It's a lot of guitar up front.
I love. Mike, listen, let's talk Romantics, man, because, as soon as you say the name, you think of I Hear the Secrets That You Keep and What I Like About You and some of the others.
Right.
You guys got together fairly early age, right? And then all of a sudden it just kind of took a direction and took off.
Yeah, it was late 70s when just after the new wave punk scene happened in London and the Ramones in New York and bands out in LA. Fear and all those bands, all the hardcore punk bands were happening in LA. And the Nerves with and the Beat and those guys, pop bands. And we saw that happening, and we're reading all this Hip Parader magazine out of New York, and we actually set our photo at the Romantics formed in 1976. I had heard the Flaming Groovies' new record. It was a real pop record. It was like the Kinks, not unlike the Kinks or the Beatles or Stones, Flaming Groovies. And that came out, and I heard that, and I just go, I could write this stuff. And I had been playing with the drummer for since high school, 8th grade. And we were about 20 at this point. And I brought that record over Flaming Groovies, and I brought over a New Music Express magazine, which had the Jam, with their black suits, little skinny ties, and his black and white.
Yeah.
And I love the Jam because they were like the Who, and I grew up with the Who. The Who, the Kinks, man, were my bands, and the Animals. And I learned to play the guitar listening to the Animals, and Paul Revere and the Raiders, and the guys that did Gloria, the Shadows of Night, all that stuff, and Van Morrison, the early Van Morrison, them, all that stuff. And then the MC5, the Stooges and Seeger came out, and they were playing teen clubs around Detroit, all the little teen clubs. They were, I was 15, 16, and you go to high school and you see Ted Nugent at high school. But
yeah,
he had his band, the Amboy Dukes, which was actually a psychedelic pop band, and he played a little guitar, and then there'd be the song, and John Farmer would be singing, and next thing you know, we go to a show at Denby High School, and he's swinging across the stage on a rope with his suede, whatever it is, bikini on, and it was like, well, we were done with him from that point on. But because we really like the Amboy Dukes, we grew up with them. He did an album called Migration, which was really good. Nice. Anyway, I had all these songs, sent them to Chuck, and they came out and they turned out really good. Romantics, let's see, that took off. We got together late 76, August, I think. We were going to put out a single. The main thing was put out a single, 45. And we wrote a whole set of music, all original. And I didn't have What I Like About You yet. I hadn't written that yet, me and Jimmy. And we just, my friend came over with a new MC5, a guitar player friend of mine, with Rob Tyner, and he asked us to play a show. They were doing a showcase for all the press and all the radio and newspaper and all that. So,
Mike, look at that. Look at the hair, bud. Look at the hair on you guys.
Yeah, as the stages got bigger, the clothes got wilder and the hair got bigger. Because he had to make it bigger to show it. So, because we started out, we were on the little stages, running all over the little stages with our resale shop, 1960s suit coats and all that, little skinny ties. After a weekend of shows, they'd be falling apart, the ripped seams and everything, and sweat.
That is wild.
I got to tell you,
went to vinyl, and then we went to leather.
I got to tell you, Mike. What I like about you. That's one of those. To me, that's like an anthem that's lasted all these years. And I think people. I know, in my own experience, I remember where I was the first time I heard that song. Because it came out late 79, and that's that's when I went into the Air Force, and I was at basic training in my tech school. And in tech school, we got to go to the clubs in the evening. So we'd go to the clubs, and I was in one of the clubs at Lackland Air Force Base, and I heard that song for the very first time, and I'll never forget that. And I have a lot of very pleasant memories because of your song.
Yeah, thanks for your service too. And that's kick ass. It was climbing up the charts. It got to about 47, I believe. It was 74 or 47. I think it's 47. And then started dropping off the charts. And the record label said we had 3 songs out, and that was the last one. And it started dropping off the charts. And they told us to go in and do a new record, which was crazy. We just did our first tour.
Yeah.
So I had to come up with all these new songs.
Oh my God.
Oh God. It was traumatic. It was the band kind of fractured after that. And,
well, Mike, I found this young man doing a cover online. I wanted to play about 30 seconds of it. You let me know what you think, because there's a lot of covers of that song. But I thought this one in particular was pretty good. Take a look at this one.
Never wanna let you go. No, you make me feel alright. Yeah. Keep on whispering in my ear. Tell me all the things that I want to hear. Cause it's true. It's what I like about you. It's what I like about you. It's what I like about you. It's what I like about you.
Not bad, right? I'm looking them up now. Not bad.
Well, everybody and their brother, their grandmother has done the song, and so I decided to do it for the it was Romantic's 40th anniversary last year, and so I figured I'd do it on the 41st anniversary to be the odd year that was,
Yeah. Well, Mike, I got to.
It kicks ass. A new version.
Oh my God! It's that song is timeless. That song's never going to go out. But listen, I got to show you something. I was telling Phil, I found when I was looking at some of your stuff online, I found these two young kids. They're twins. They're brothers, and what they do is they review and critique music that they had never heard of before from
Oh,
the
yeah.
70s and 80s. I don't know if you've ever seen these kids or anyone.
I have.
So they did What I Like About You.
Yeah.
So I took a couple of quick clips of them watching and reviewing the song of you guys. It's one of the videos from the old days. Just watch this. I have about a minute of it. It's hysterical. Take a look at this.
What I like about you.
What up? Okay, what I like about you. Okay, Mike. Hey, you might got something going on here, man. You might got something going on we don't know about. Hold up. Hey. Yeah, hey, I like the energy though. I love the flow of it. I love how he playing the drums while singing on that boy, man, boy. How are you doing that? I can't do that. Like beat on beat and sing at the same time on rhythm. I gotta be some real talent.
Definitely.
I gotta be some real talent, man. This is a banger already.
Sir. Yes, sir.
57 seconds, banger. Hey.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah, that was cool, bro.
Okay, Mike, that was cool.
I messed with Amy, Mike, bro.
You get a thumbs up, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That was a good song.
Shout out to you, man. That was a great song. I never heard of that. I love the energy of it. I love the flow. It make you get excited, make you pump, make you want to do some stuff, man. Make you want to get out the bed and start your day.
Thumbs up. You got the thumbs up.
How great is that? Make you want to do some stuff, man. Makes you want to get out the bed. I thought that was incredible. I thought the first time those two ever saw that, and they were going through the whole song and stopping it. I mean, they were just rating you guys.
Yeah.
So
but the thing about it is that's the way everybody reacts when they hear that song. I mean,
it's
you know,
it's funny.
You just got to get up and dance. It sticks in your head, and yeah.
Well, you know, I always was a aficionado of three good chords and a good melody. And when me and Jimmy came up with it, it's just like, wow, out of nowhere. I didn't really write with him that much, and this was like one of the first tunes I really worked with him on something. I brought it in, and he immediately got on the drums, and he was blurting out, you know, you kind of blah 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 to the beat, and he had a few lyrics, and the song was done in like 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
So that's amazing. You know what? We've had so many legendary artists on, and we find that a lot of the biggest songs were written in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 10 minutes, and it's just it's amazing.
Well, that's kind of my the way I work. The stuff that comes to me is the stuff that comes right away, and I keep it, and I try not to overdo it, and then I'll come back to it and turn it into the actual song. You know, I'll have the idea. And turn it into the actual song. It's just the way it works. If you don't mess with it too much, like Keith Richards says, it just comes out that antenna. You have that antenna open.
Mike, you guys were, when you started out and you got going, and next thing you know, you find yourselves on American Bandstand with Dick Clark. I mean, it's got to seem like such another lifetime ago, but it also probably seems like it was yesterday for you guys, right?
Yeah, it does. And also, at the time you're doing it, you're not really thinking about how big it is, how far it gets. And recently, I saw a thing about MTV, the history of MTV, and they asked Jagger to do I want my MTV, and he says, "Are you going to pay me? How much are you going to pay me?" And they gave him $1. They gave him $1. He took the $1, but that made me realize how big it got, and how this was recently, and now it was worldwide, of course, and it's just came home. It came home how big it was, and we got all this time off. I had all these songs, so I had to come up with my record skill, Mike Skill.
I love it, man. I love it.
I've got a single coming out in Detroit. A guy brought out, "If You Gotta Go Now." It's a tribute to the Go-Go's. They've got 3 or 4 bands, or 4 or 5 bands doing songs from the Go-Go's, and I did production and played guitar, and I had Kevin Rankin from drums from Portland, on Tonight. It's a Go-Go song with Nikki Corvette. She's a pop singer, like a young pop singer from the 80s, around the times we were coming up. And then there's a holiday record coming out from Terry Burns, the Detroit Holiday Rockestra. That's coming out. So I've got this stuff, CDs. I'm working on CDs and an album, a vinyl album in the new year. So,
Mike, you were you're in a studio. I see you got a guitar behind you. You feel like playing anything for a couple seconds?
That's not a.
Oh, what is that? Electric?
Yeah. This is yeah.
Oh, okay. Not plugged in, I'm sure.
Well, I got a mic right there.
Oh, nice.
What do you want to hear? I better turn around when I play What I Like About You. No one can figure it out. That's it. There you go. Ouch. Uh-huh. Okay, I'm not awake yet. Hey. Uh-huh. What I like about you, you hold me tight. Never want to let you go. Know you make me feel all right.
Yeah.
Keep on whispering in my ear. Tell me all the things that I want to hear. I just sang the wrong verse.
You know,
that
one of the
sounds
most,
great, bud.
one of the most,
Love it.
one of the most widely recognized guitar intros in history. When you start,
Oh,
you
yeah.
hear that guitar and you're already pumped. All
Well,
right.
it came from.
Ain't it? Wow. Is that Wild Thing?
That's
Louie.
Louie. That's
Oh, Louie. Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
Wild Thing.
I think I love you.
Those are songs I grew up on. That's why it's
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
like that. What I Like About You. And
Oh,
then you
man.
really got me. Now that too. The Kinks, their manager told them to write a song like Louie. And those two were my favorite bands when I was 14 years old.
And didn't you tour? Didn't you eventually tour with the Kinks a little bit?
Yeah, we did a summer tour with them in 81, I think it was 83 or 84. Yeah.
That had to be like insane for you coming up, idolizing those guys, and now you're touring with the Kinks.
I know. Yeah, exactly. Kinks and Talking Heads and Cars and Cheap Trick. A lot of Cheap Trick shows. The whole Dream Police tour.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we did a lot of stuff, and it's still fun. I'm still treating it the same way I treated it. Like I learned guitar when I was 14. I still have that attitude. So that's how these songs came out, the same kind of energy and attitude.
Oh, I love it.
Straight rock album. Yeah.
I love it. Mike, listen, man, thank you so much for hanging for a minute. The new album is, let me pull it up again. It's Skill, Mike Skill. Is that like James Bond type of deal?
Well, that happened just coincidentally. People call me Skill in Detroit. They go, hey, Skill, or the Skilly Bop, or Skill Bones, because I was really skinny when I was a kid. I was 10 years old, like that. I was skinny bones, so they call me Skill Bones. So I just go Skill, Mike Skill, and instead of coming up with something that distracts from getting my name out there, that's why I did it. So I wanted my name to get out there a little more from the Romantics, away from Romantics.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Mike, listen, man, thank you so much. Been an absolute pleasure. Don't worry, the whole beginning I'll get rid of. Only the live people saw that now.
Well, I'm missing Suki. I was hoping to meet Suki. So
yeah,
next time.
Suki had to go hit a project she's working on for TLC.
Okay.
I didn't realize she wasn't with us this week. But you listen, Phil's got more followers and fans than all of us, so it's fine.
Hey, Phil, man, we gotta get together and do a video with that song, man.
Yeah,
we do. Let's do
Mike,
it.
listen, continued success. Enjoy the guys, and I know we're all a little older. It's probably not as easy for you to bop around that stage, but
I get around. I'm all back and forth on the stage. I got a jam here tonight with my friends. Kevin Rankin will be back in town. He's with Flock of Seagulls, but I got
oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he comes over here and jams with me. I got Kerry Mufasa from Tommy Two Tone and Captain Harmonica, Rob Colvin coming over.
Wow. By the way, are the Flock of Seagulls the only group to ever get the word Aurora Borealis into a song, or no?
That's a good one.
I think they might be. You got to ask them. That might be. Aurora Borealis comes in, right?
Yeah. Well, they didn't put it at the end of the line, so they didn't have to rhyme it.
And I ran. So good. Mike, thank you so much, my friend. Listen, you're the best, man. Keep doing what you're doing, and we love it, pal. Thank you so much.
Peace, love, and be well.
Take care, my
Good meeting
man.
you, Mike. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
It's great. Phil, he was great. He was great.
Yeah.
Listen, another legend who wants to do a little
Do a
something
video.
with you.
Yeah, I got to do it, man. I got to do it.
You got to listen. I can only bring so many of them on before I get you in there. You got to go on tour with the Romantics.
I'll do it.
That is so funny. So funny. Great show today.
Yes.
You feel like, well, listen, I of course I have, we put up a video yesterday, I believe. Was it yesterday or Monday? I think Monday, right?
Monday.
Maybe it was Monday. Got another guy we got to get on here, little KC and the Sunshine Band.
Yeah.
KC, he's still alive, right? KC?
Yeah, pretty sure.
We got to get him on.
Yes.
But anyway, let's take a little gander at what we did the other day, Phil. Take a look.
Hey, Scotty. What do you say we take it back to the 70s? Good. A little KC and the Sunshine Band.
Yeah.
That's the way I like it. How about you?
Billy Kid, you're reading my mind, baby. Let's take it back. Come on now.
That's the way, I like it. 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 When you take me by the hand, tell me I'm your loving man. When you give me all your love and do it, babe, the very best you can. That's the way, I like it. 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 When I get to be in your arms, when you're all alone, when you whisper sweet in my ear, when you turn me on. That's the way, I like it. That's the way, I like it. That's the way, I like it. That's the way, I like it.
Babe, oh babe.
That's the way, that's the way.
Babe, oh babe.
That's the way, that's the way.
Come on,
that's the way, I like it. That's the way, I like it. That's the way, I like it. That's the way, I like it.
Do 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 do. Philly, good choice by you. Man, I love KC and the Sunshine Band.
Oh yeah.
Come on now, baby. Just makes you want to dance on a Monday. Yeah.
That's the way, I like it. 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 That's the way, I like it.
Philly, what does mean anyway? Is it in the dictionary? I like it.
Oh, wait, Phil, where'd you go? Hold on. Where'd he go? There he is.
Yeah, I just said lost internet connection. And
so wait, does just, is that just like yes, right? Yes. Yeah. Phil, we got another amazing show tomorrow. You'll be here back in the driver's seat.
I'll be here with bells on.
So Friday night, Justin Williman, who's been on our show, he has a Netflix series called Magic for Humans. And he's an amazing magician. He's been on our show before. He's in our area Friday night. So I got my daughter and my wife's going to St. Martin tomorrow. She's gone for 5 days, so I'm free as a bird.
Oh, nice.
I got all kinds of women coming to the hot tub. I've got all kinds of, you name it, Phil. There's a lot of females coming to my house.
Well, send me an invitation to the funeral.
No, I met all my daughter and all her friends are coming to the house.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna make them lunch and they're gonna hang out, have some fun. But anyway, so I got tickets from my daughter and myself. He's got his live show. He's on tour at the Bergen Pack Center here in the New Jersey area. I went on StubHub and I got us first row center.
Oh, nice.
For his show. It's like a big theater. So I got us first row center. And I reached out to his people to come on with us tomorrow.
Ooh,
so
nice.
do a little magic and promote the show.
Sweet.
So he's coming on. We have an amazing singer coming on. I'll tell you her name in 1 second because I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. It's Nkenge, N''Kenge, Nkenge. I think that's how you pronounce it. She's coming on. She's a fantastic singer. So
Nice.
Justin Willman's coming on. It's called Magic for Humans on Netflix, and he's out in the streets. He does the most amazing stuff. Really cool stuff. And other than that, listen, another great show. Don't forget to heroforlife.us. USA One still saves you 20%. The benefits of disabled vets. You got the mugs, you got the clothes, you got it all going on. Christmas time's coming up, the holidays. You want to get some great stuff for the family or for your spouse or your cousin or your uncle. The stuff is really great. Heroforlife.us. Philly Kid, before we go, do you have any live stuff you want to do, or should I just hit the repeat button on your romantic song?
Yeah, let's listen to the Romantics. What I Like About You.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will rebroadcast the show, of course, tonight around 7:30. So if you didn't get to see it, you'll see it live again tonight. And if you're not watching it now, you didn't see that I just told you that. So if you are watching, tell your friends. And other than that, Philly Kid, you'll be back with me tomorrow, 1 o'clock on the East Coast.
I'll be here.
And we'll do it again, my friend. A lot of good stuff coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, by popular demand, the encore performance. Phil, we played it for Mike Skill of the Romantics. He said Phil's got to come on the road with them. Here it is. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you, everybody. Mwah.
Never wanna let you go. No, you make me feel alright. Yeah. Keep on whispering in my ear. Tell me all the things that I wanna hear. 'Cause it's true. It's what I like about you. It's what I like about you. It's what I like about you. It's what I like about you.
That's what I like about you.